Welcome to the Cash Flow Couple Podcast. My name is Wendy Williams. How you doing? Along with my husband, John Williams.
John Williams. I'm still waiting for that.
So today we would like to talk about something that happened on a call with one of our mentors, Todd Fleming. So he asked me a question that really got me thinking. And it was a very simple question.
Well, you started the conversation by asking a question yourself, and I forget what that question exactly was.
What question did I ask?
I don't remember.
Oh.
It was something about confidence or something like that. Or
Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting because that's exactly what I want to talk about today.
Oh, okay.
Good job. Good lead in. So
what did he tell you?
He asked me, what do you want? He asked me, I said, that was it. What do you want?
That's right. And you said, I want to be financially free.
And he said, no, that's not what I meant.
Right.
So it got me thinking. It got me thinking. I don't know. What do I want? So
what did he ask you to do after that then? He basically said, no, what's your ideal day?
Right. Yes. That's what happened after that. So that got me thinking about what I wanted my ideal day to be like. So I know for sure that I want a coffee pot that's programmable that makes my coffee for me.
Well, let's keep our goals lofty. Let's get a coffee pot. You know what that reminds me of? In high school, we had somebody that we kind of knew, but we went to their house occasionally. But they actually won the Virginia lottery.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, because I'm from Virginia originally, and they won the Virginia lottery. And so, of course, the news station comes and interviews you and says, "Hey, what are you going to do with all that money?" Right? And their first answer was, well, we've always wanted an answering machine.
An answering machine?
Yeah, well, this was days when an answering machine
How long ago was this?
Yes. Like you had a home phone and an answering machine, like with a tape. But they wanted an answering machine and a trampoline. That was like their two big purchases they were going to make with the lottery money they won, right?
Oh, my God.
So it's like maybe set your goals a little higher, maybe a beach house or something or whatever. Get a car.
I'd like to have a beach house.
But I thought that was funny.
That is funny.
An answering machine and a trampoline. Yeah. So those are some lofty goals there.
Yes. Well, as is
programmable.
Oh, it's not just any coffee pot.
Oh, it's programmable.
It's a programmable coffee pot.
Okay.
Like one of those nice Keurig things. That would be awesome.
Okay. Excuse me. I didn't realize it was that nice of a coffee.
No. This is like a big deal.
So when we get uber successful, we're going to get a programmable
Hell
coffee
yeah, we
pot.
Are.
All
That's
right.
going to be the first thing that we get.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's do it. So that kind of spurred me into, what do I want? What does my ideal day look like? Have you ever thought about that?
Yeah, and it's like, why are you doing what you're doing? I mean, that's really what he's asking. Why are you doing what you're doing? Because it's to get what you want, right?
Right.
So why are you doing what you're doing? I mean, that's kind of what I got from it. If you don't know what you want, then why are you doing what you're doing?
Yeah. And, I had thought about it, but every time that I did think about it, I had so much self-doubt that I would push the thoughts away and say to myself that, that negative thought, the negative talk in your head, you're never going to be able to have that. Why are you even thinking about wanting that?
Yeah. So like, I'll never have it. Why even bother thinking about it?
You don't deserve that. Exactly. Why even bother?
So if you have that attitude, then my thought would be, if you think about the things that you want, it's kind of bringing you down, isn't it?
Yes.
because your next thought is, well, I can never have that, and that's kind of depressing.
It really was depressing.
So that's almost limiting, is it not?
It is a very limiting belief, isn't it? But I've always done that to myself. I not until recently have I learned that just the act of having those thoughts and that negative self-talk is what really brings you down, and it's a limiting mindset to have.
I think it is. I think that's a common thing.
It is. It's very common. And I wonder if it's more common in men or more common in women. Do you have those negative self-doubt thoughts at all?
Yeah, I think everybody does. I think even people that say, I want such and such, I want the Lamborghini, deep down in the back of their mind, they don't really believe they can get it.
Okay, so it's not just me.
I don't think so. I think it's normal to be that way.
Oh, okay. Well, good. I'm normal. I'm so excited.
Well, how often do you hear in society set your realistic expectations, right?
Maybe that's what it is.
I mean, you're taught that your whole life.
Sure.
Don't, a little kid says, hey, I want to be president of the United States. And you always say to them, yeah, you should do that. But do you really believe they can be? Do you really? So you don't even believe it yourself, but you expect them to believe it. And then later on, you're like, maybe it's they want to be a pro basketball player. Well, the first thing you tell them is, well, everybody can't be a pro basketball player. Maybe go have a backup plan, right?
Right.
And you don't even treat the backup plan like a backup plan. You treat it like the primary plan, right? You need to go to school. You need to go learn a trade so you get a job. So when this basketball thing doesn't work out, that's what you're really going to be doing the rest of your life.
Yep.
Right.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So I think that starts at an early age, and it's kind of gets ingrained into you.
That's too bad, too.
Yeah.
I hope I'm doing a good job with our kids, telling them that they could be anything that they want to be and do anything that they want to do, because I really believe that.
I do to an extent. I don't think everybody can be a professional basketball player.
I don't think CJ will ever. I don't think that he really wants to be.
Well, that goes back to what do you want, right?
Yes.
Not everybody wants to be.
Sure. I don't want to be. I want to have a jet.
So tell us this. So
okay.
what did you decide was your ideal day?
Okay. All right. So here's my ideal day, right? So I have this coffee pot, and it has made my coffee for me. And I have basically the same routine that I do every morning. Get up, make coffee, feed the animals, take them outside, go wake up the kids. I'd like to be able to take the kids to a school that doesn't crush their spirit. Where they don't have to sit down in a desk all day, and I need it to be more real life and preparing them more for being an entrepreneur instead of a cog in a wheel at a company somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but see, maybe this is me. Maybe this is my problem. I'm thinking, well, that sounds great, Wendy, but there is no such school.
Well, why not? Why can't I create a school like that?
So your ideal day includes a school that you have created? Maybe.
Why not? Why can't I partner with Robert Kiyosaki and maybe some other leaders and develop this school that produces entrepreneurs?
Don't know why you can't. I'm sure you can.
That would be freaking awesome.
So this is part of your ideal day is to get up and wake up kids and take them to school?
Yeah. I really enjoy taking them to school.
Oh, so you actually enjoy that. See, I would see that as a chore.
No way. I want them to go away.
So it's that they're leaving the house.
They're leaving the house.
But if they're going to the school that you created, aren't you going to be there?
No, I'm not. I'm going to have somebody run it for me.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
I just kind of want to be involved in the planning,
I see.
you know.
So maybe that sounds more like a life goal than an ideal day.
Yeah.
Though.
Well,
what do you really want?
It's part of my ideal day. I would like for them to go to a school. I would like for there to be a school that exists that produces entrepreneurs instead of just cogs in a wheel.
Okay.
So then after I drop them off, I want to come back and manage my companies.
Okay. So you enjoy...
I enjoy managing.
Okay. Like people or processes or...
A little bit of both.
Okay.
Yeah. I'd like to have a staging company business.
Okay.
I'd like to have an interior design business.
Okay.
And I kind of like the business that we have right now.
Kind of like?
Okay. Well, I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot.
So now we're back to Dumb and Dumber. Is that what that's from?
Yeah.
I like it. I like it a lot.
You do it a lot better than I do.
Well, I've seen that movie several times.
So, what does your ideal day look like? Have you thought about that?
Yeah, I have. So, since you kind of went on that journey of talking about this kind of thing, we've had these discussions about it, obviously, and I've been thinking about it too. And for me, I like to be spontaneous. So
you plan to be spontaneous?
Yes, I plan to be spontaneous. So for me, it's, my ideal day is I wake up whenever I wake up. I get up, I have my coffee off of the thing, so we can combine that. As long as the coffee's there and I can drink it, that's cool.
So now there has to be 2 cups. Okay.
Well, there's a pot, right? Is there not a community pot or
a community pot?
Does your coffee pot only make you coffee and I can't have any? Or maybe you need to describe this coffee pot a little more.
All right, I guess you can have some of my coffee.
Your coffee? I thought no, this is ours.
Oh, right.
We're married. I get half of it.
That's true. You do get half.
So you make coffee. We have a coffee pot. Half that thing's mine. Just so you know.
Whoa, what's yours is mine and what's mine is mine.
Okay. Well, I'm going to have my half of my coffee, our coffee. And then I'm going to, once I wake up, I'm going to decide whatever I feel like doing that day. And it may be, I have a private pilot's license, so I enjoy flying. I haven't been in a while, but I would like to do that again. So maybe I go flying that day if it's nice. Maybe I decide, you know what? I think I want to play PlayStation today. I know my ideal day sounds very lazy to you, but I've determined that really what I want to do is I want to play.
So you're basically a big kid.
I want to be like a big kid. I want to do what CJ does on a Saturday, whatever the hell comes to his mind. That maybe I'm going to go outside and play in the creek. I'm a big kid, so I have big toys. So
big kid.
Maybe I'm going to the racetrack that day, or maybe I feel like going on a hike today. Maybe I feel like whatever. Like I said, it's spontaneous. It could be lots of things.
So you just want a lot of toys that you can pick and choose from to play with.
Yes, and my ideal day, if you had to break it down to one thing, is it's freedom to do whatever I wanted to do that day.
That's a
and it includes having lots of little toys and big toys.
And big toys.
So, yeah, for me, that sounds like a great day to me. And then, I go to sleep and do it again the next day. That's me. I don't really have a lot of structure to the day. What I don't like is having at 8 a.m. we're doing this, and at 9:30 we're doing this, and at 12 we're doing this. And, to a certain extent, I appreciate that if it's some, stuff we have to get done, like when we schedule things for our business and we have to, we have these appointments and this kind of thing. Obviously we need to do that. And I enjoy having that structure. I would hate to not have that structure, business wise. But as far as just, if I could just have my ideal day and do whatever I wanted to do, that's exactly what it would be. I couldn't tell you what I was doing tomorrow. I would just decide after I had my coffee.
Okay.
Is that lame?
No.
Okay.
Not at all. You're just a big kid.
I'm just a big. I want to be a big kid.
You want to be a big kid?
That's exactly what I want to do.
I'm a big kid now.
Yes, exactly. Is that Toys R Us? Or?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. They went out of business.
That's right. Toys R Us went out of business.
Yeah.
Well, they had Amazon shipping all their toys.
That's true. Yeah. I was listening to all the different reasons why, and everybody has a different reason why, but that was one of them. They kind of turned over their online business to Amazon, and then why go to Toys R Us if you can just go to Amazon?
Yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm. That was their downfall.
That was part of it. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, so I thought it was interesting, and while I was thinking about what my ideal day was, I also got to thinking about why I don't allow myself to think about the things that I want.
Was it uncomfortable thinking about?
It was uncomfortable to think about. I wouldn't allow myself to think about those things because I had so much self-doubt that I didn't allow myself to even go down that road. As soon as I thought those things, I would think, man, Wendy, why are you even thinking about this? You're never going to be able to do that. You're never going to be able to have that. Why are you even bothering? Why do you even bother thinking about this?
But why do you think that, though? I mean, is it because of the things you think you have to do to get there? No, it was because, and this is what I was thinking about. It's because that self-doubt comes from a lack of confidence. And then I started researching confidence and came across Mel Robbins, the lady who wrote the 5-second rule. Yeah, so the 5-second rule. I have not actually read that book. I
haven't either.
But since you mentioned her, I have been watching. She has a lot of YouTube content.
That's what I was watching,
and other content that's free. So I've been watching a lot of that. I need to read that book, but I think I get the gist of what it is. But again, I like to read the whole book and get the whole experience, right? But yeah, I kind of got what she was saying as well. So what did you get out of it since you turned me on to it? So
the reason that I started watching this is because I wanted to increase my confidence, right?
Okay.
So that's why you have self-doubt, is because you aren't confident that you will be able to achieve it and do it. So, and what was interesting was that she said that confidence was a skill or a habit.
Like you can learn it.
That you could learn.
Or you can, I guess if it's a habit, you can unlearn
not
being confident. Is that what she's saying?
Yeah. And I had never thought about that before. I always thought that confidence was a character trait. You either had it or you didn't.
Yeah, I saw that on one of her videos too. The other night, she was talking about introverts versus extroverts.
Yeah.
And extroverts come across as confident. But some of those people are some of the most insecure people you ever talk to. Right. So, it's not that it's a personality trait. That was something I got from her too.
Yeah.
It's not a personality trait. It's a habit.
It's a habit. Yes. And you can practice the habit by doing things, which was really interesting. And you know what else was interesting that she said was the definition of confidence. She said that confidence was the decision to try. Just think about that.
Interesting.
Just the decision to try to do something is confidence.
Yeah, I guess that does kind of make sense. So if you're not confident, you don't take action.
Yes.
Is that what she's saying?
Exactly.
And if you're confident, then you take action, and it's the taking action part that we perceive as
confidence. Yes, exactly.
Okay. So that's kind of what she's talking about in the 5-second rule is, and if you don't know what the 5-second rule is, it's if there's something you need to do, you literally count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then just do it.
Yep.
Right?
Just get up and
do it.
Like
Nike, like a shoe. Just
do it.
But yeah, she's very much do it now type thing. Because, not having confidence leads to procrastination. It leads to those other kind of things. And I guess going back to the habit thing, if you get in that habit of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, do it, then now you're breaking the habit of not doing it, which is really the same thing as not having confidence. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Isn't that interesting?
It is, yeah.
I had never thought about that before. So I thought it was really interesting. And she also said that fear and excitement have the same physical responses in your body. You sweat, you're nervous,
your palms get sweaty.
Your heart's racing.
Yeah.
The only difference was what you were telling your brain.
Right. I've heard that before, actually.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that was her, but I'd heard it explained as a question, like, why are some people afraid of riding roller coasters? And some people enjoy riding the roller coaster.
And it's all what you are telling yourself.
Right.
You're either telling yourself, I'm excited to ride this roller coaster, or you're telling yourself,
this is scary as hell.
I'm scared to ride this. I'm afraid to ride this roller coaster. So what she does to train her brain into thinking that she is not nervous about doing something, right before she does it, she says, let's just take, for example, I'm scared to stand up in front of all these people and speak.
Which is a fear of yours.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. So so instead, right before she goes on stage, she says to herself, I'm excited to go stand up in front of all these people. And she keeps saying it over and over again. I'm excited to. So she's really training her brain or tricking her brain into thinking that she's excited instead of afraid or nervous.
Yeah, I didn't take it so much as a trick. The way I heard her explain it was, your brain doesn't know the difference. It doesn't know the difference between, fear is there to protect you, right? Like saber-toothed tiger is coming after you.
Right.
You're scared of it. Yeah. You run away, right? It's to protect you. But, things like standing up in front of an audience, there's nothing there that's actually going to hurt you, but your body doesn't know the difference unless you tell your brain, right? So it wasn't, maybe it is kind of a trick, but what I got out of it was more like instructing yourself what's going on, because your body doesn't know unless your brain tells it.
So more like creating a habit.
Yeah. And that's something, since you mentioned public speaking, that's something that I can relate to, because it's something like you don't like it at all.
No, I hate it.
I enjoy it. It's something that I got to do at an early age. So I started, we had a program in our county called 4-H. I don't know did you guys have that?
We had 4-H.
Okay.
Sure.
And 4-H, within that organization, they had a competition where you could do a public speech. And so the way it worked was you did it for your, within your classroom, all the people that wanted to do it would create a speech and then give it to the class. And then, I forget if the class voted, or I think there were actually judges that came in from 4-H, and they would judge, who was the best one in that classroom, right? And then you would move up to the school level, and whoever the best in that school was or whatever. And then from there you would compete, who's the best in the region and best in the district, or, whatever the subjects were, all the way up to, I think they had it at the state level, which was interesting because I started doing that in 4th grade. So I was 9, I guess. Are you 9 in 4th grade?
Yes, because our son is 10 and he's in 5th grade.
Right. And it was scary. It was scary to do it, but they were prepared speeches. So you kind of would memorize, because you always gave the same speech every time. So you would memorize it and you would do it. And then for me, I was winning. I would win. And so that gave me the confidence that
to keep going.
Maybe if it had been like, you suck and sit down, then maybe I wouldn't have done it. But because I was winning and doing well, it made it where I was excited to do it instead of fearful of it.
Yeah.
But even when I got to, because I did this all the way through high school, not with 4-H. After that point, when you get to high school, it's within the, they call it Virginia High School League, but it's actually literally within the same system as like basketball and soccer and sports. They also have, they called it forensics, but it was within the art. So it's not that it was sports, but it was artsy stuff. Like some people did poems, some people did acting. There was acting. Some people did all sorts of different things. Mine was prepared public speaking because that's what I had learned to do from 4-H and all that. And so, but even at that level, after I'd done it a million times, when it was my turn to go up, I always had that same feeling, like I'm scared to death, but I was used to the feeling and I recognized it as for what it was. And so it wasn't, it's the same emotion as fear, but I learned to like it. Like it was a rush. Like once I got up there and got going and came back down, I had this rush from it. And it's kind of like the guy that rides the roller coaster and the other guy that thinks it's scary as hell. So I can totally relate to that being the same, physical reaction, but yet it's something that you enjoy. And I just thought that was interesting because that's something that is a big fear for you.
No way. I would have to train my brain to tell myself that I was excited to go up and talk in front of people.
Right. But what I'm saying is I literally feel the same thing you do.
Right. It's just what I'm telling myself is different from what you're telling yourself.
Yes.
So I'm going to have to start.
Is that hard to believe though?
Telling myself, no, I don't think so. Now that I know that confidence is a skill that can be learned, I think I know that I can do it. I know that I can eventually be confident speaking in front of people.
So how do you get there?
Action. At least that's what Mel Robbins was saying, that the only way to overcome. So she said that there were 4, I think she calls them traps of confidence. Like one of them was, for me, I am hiding. So there's hiding, hesitating, hypercritical, and helplessness.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So those were the 4 self-doubt they're kind of like confidence crushers, I guess you could call them.
So what's hiding? Hiding
is you're afraid. You avoid those type of actions. You're a chicken. You're afraid to stand up for yourself, or you're afraid to say something.
So stuff that makes you uncomfortable, you just avoid it?
You just avoid it, yeah.
Okay,
and
so you hide from it.
Yes, so you hide it. You stay silent, even though something is bothering you. You never say anything out of fear that, I don't know, whatever, somebody's going to come and bite you or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Procrastination. I procrastinate. I'm a big procrastinator.
So you procrastinate. Why?
Because there's so much fear.
So how is that different from hiding?
No, that's the same thing. That's all under hiding, procrastinating. Okay. So hiding is fear, avoidance, being silent, being chicken, and procrastinating. Okay. That's all under hiding. So I'm a hider.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that you are...
What are the other 3?
I think you are hesitating.
I'm hesitating?
I think you are hesitating.
So what's the hesitating?
Uncertain. You wait. You overthink stuff, and you think something has to be perfect before you will take action.
Yeah, I think that is can be a problem that I have sometimes. You see that a lot in the mentoring group we're in, actually, it happens a lot with people that need everything. They need to know everything.
Yes. Mm-hmm. It's exactly what made me think of it.
Yeah, like they need to know everything about whatever it is they're going to do before they'll take the first. Like they need to know what step 15 is,
right,
before they do step 1,
right.
And so I've gotten better at that.
You really have.
Yeah, that's something that I've recognized that, you know what, I don't need to know what step 15 really is until I get there.
Right.
Right. So I go ahead and take step 1. I like to think about 2 sort of analogies, because I love analogies. One of them is driving in the fog. So like when you drive in the fog, you can only see so far, right? Especially at night. So you have your headlights on, they project so far, you know the road goes to where you need to get, but you can't see but so far ahead. So you drive to that point, and then you drive a little further, and you drive a little further, right?
Yeah.
And eventually you get there.
Yeah, okay.
And the other one's navigation related too. It's like the GPS in your car. So you put in your destination. Do I know every little turn along the way? No. But I know when I get to the next turn, I'll go that way, and then I'll travel until I get to the next turn, you know, and then eventually I'll get to my destination. But never when I pull up my GPS do I look at the entire route and try to memorize it, right? Or understand what it is. I just trust that if I get to turn 1, then I can get to turn 2. And that's, you know, anything that we do in like our business in real estate or anything that you do that's newer, because, you know, we're always coming across situations that, you know, we talked about that in the like first or second episode when we, you know, flipped that first house and we thought we knew everything. Right. And then the next one, you didn't make those mistakes again, but oh crap, there's like 10 other things I need to know.
Right.
But yeah, that's what we did. We kind of just went and did it, and then address things as, you know, it's kind of like cross that bridge when you come to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, I can relate to that.
Yeah. Well, are you hypercritical?
Is that the third one?
That's the third one. The third one is hypercritical. It's you look at your failures from the past, and that keeps you from trying to do something else. Like, for example, if you had been bad, if you had gotten negative feedback when you first started public speaking, would you have continued to do it?
I don't know. I don't have any way of knowing. But I think that is something that I tend to have happen. I think a lot of these things are normal, probably just because I think I'm normal. But
what do you want to tell yourself?
I literally think about things that happened to me when I was a kid.
It's amazing you can remember all those things.
Like stupid stuff I did. Yeah. And I almost like still feel bad about it. And that's kind of what Mel's saying is, you know, don't worry about things in the past and don't worry about things in the future because you have no control over them.
Yep.
You know, that was one of the things I got was, you know, be in the here and now, because that's really all you have control over. You know, I can't go back to when I was 9 and not do that stupid thing in the arcade or whatever. You know, I can't go worry about what's going to happen next year until next year comes along. You know, I have to stay here in the now, right? And that's kind of what I got out of that. But yeah, I think I do. I think you're hypercritical too.
I think I am too. I think I another thing of hypercritical is where you fixate on stuff that can go wrong.
Okay, so that's the future part, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think I do that.
So do you dwell on things in the past, or
No.
are you more worried about things in the future?
I'm more worried about things in the future.
Yeah, see, I'm more worried. I dwell on things in the past. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
And you're just like, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe we could combine those two things and fix this problem. Right.
So the fourth one is helplessness. That's where where you play the victim.
Oh.
You're always a victim.
I can't. That gets on my nerves.
Yeah. I know that you know somebody like that. We know somebody like that.
I know several people like that.
And well, yeah, we do know several people like that. So,
and maybe it's because of them that I am not that way.
Right.
Because I don't feel that way at all.
Right. But it's just so obvious with them.
It is.
And they don't even see it. They don't even notice that they are playing the victim card and and that shows their insecurity. Really.
Well, not only that, it holds them back. I mean, that's what Mel's saying. If you think that something else is controlling what you can have and what you can't have, or that you're a victim because you didn't have the upbringing or whatever that somebody else had, well, then that's a mindset problem.
Sure.
Right? That's
Sure.
you holding you back.
Yep. That's exactly right.
Right. And you'll notice that people that have, at least I do, I notice that people have that kind of victim mentality. Like, it seems like everything happens to them. It's almost like they're attracting it. Right.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of goes to that law of attraction thing.
Mm-hmm.
But this is looking at it from a different angle. It's playing the victim, and being in that mentality almost is a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yep.
Because every little thing that goes wrong, you see it as the result of your victimization, right?
Oh, well, I knew that was going to happen.
Right, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
So let's recap what we got here, what we've been talking about. So the first thing was the 5-second rule.
Right. And that's just where you count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then just do it. Right.
Right. Yes. And the second thing was that fear and excitement have the same physical responses in your body.
Yeah. I think that's an important thing to realize.
Right. So it's important to tell yourself, I'm excited to do this over and over again.
Right.
And that will help.
If it's something you want to do. Yeah.
Right. Well, if it's something that's going to move you forward.
Yeah, if it's something that's holding you back.
If it's something that's holding you back. So the third thing was that confidence is a skill or a habit.
Right. I think that's good.
Yeah.
And that's what we were talking about. It's not, are you naturally an extrovert or an introvert? It's a skill that you can learn. Mm-hmm. So that's hopeful, actually.
I think so.
Yeah.
It gives me hope anyway.
Yeah.
That I can master because I do. That's what I want. I want to be more confident.
Right.
I think it would move me forward in our business.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of times other people believe in you more than you do yourself. So you have people saying you should do this, but then you don't.
Right.
And you're the one doing it to yourself.
Yes. Yeah, that happens all the time. And then the fourth thing was to be in the moment.
Right. Don't worry about the past or the future.
Right. Yep. And then the last one was do the most important thing first.
Right. And that kind of circles back around to that. Just do it, doesn't it?
Yep. I like the way that comes full circle.
Yeah. That kind of reminds me of The One Thing. The book we were talking about.
Right. I remember that book. Yeah.
Where it's, if there's, what's the one thing today that will, if that's the only thing you did would make everything easier.
Yeah.
Or would get you ahead.
Do that thing first.
Do that thing first.
Yep.
Or make that a priority. And that's kind of what she's saying too. Do that thing first.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was interesting, the correlations on those two books. And if you want to know more, both of those books are very good. The Mel Robbins wrote The 5-Second Rule. And do you remember the author of The One Thing?
Not offhand.
I'd have to go look it up. So maybe you can email us.
We'll put it in the show notes.
Yes. Oh, that's a good idea. Okay. Good. John will make that happen. Awesome. Well, if you have any questions or would like to get in touch with us, you can get in touch with us 3 ways. We've got the Facebook page, which is at The Cashflow Couple. You can email us at John and Wendy, WYNDE, at thecashflowcouple.com, and our webpage, thecashflowcouple.com.
Awesome.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us. I can't say au revoir because au revoir is more like saying goodbye to somebody that you probably will not see again.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Isn't that interesting?
So what do you say then?
So you can say à bientôt, which means see you soon.
Okay.
Or à plus means see you later. So
Excellent.
I'm going to say à bientôt.
All right. Well, there's your daily French lesson.
That's right. Your daily French lesson.
Or weekly French lesson.
Oh, I should do that. I should do like a weekly French
I've been telling you
phrase.
that this will be a great business for you.
I really need to do that, and I'm going to
So you need the confidence to
do it.
So
exactly.
let's watch some more Mel Robbins and read the 5-second rule.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay. Peace out. Thank you for joining us. A bientôt.